I was like, why are you so obsessed?
Obsessed with me. Couldn't hear this. Couldn't hear this. Hey, hey. And we alive. So didn't I tell you I will find a way? Well, for y'all that didn't know, I was recording instead of streaming at first, and I decided make something happen. Ooh, that makes the see. Ah, both of y'all are out. What's up, TikTok? Let's see. Not that one. I don't know where it went. Okay. Never mind. Let's see. See you later on. Me through the phone when I get home. What's up? What's that, man? Did I drop it? Hey, hey, hey. I gotta be tripping. Oh, is that you down there? Might be. There we go. Round the moon. Okay. Must be the money. Yes, must be the money. Must be the money. I got something to tell you. Must be the money. Must be the money. Must be the money. I'm so machine. Now it says that we can come to the phone. Say no. It's a not just. Well, we're just joining. Thank you for joining. Sorry now, I am about to torque the main caps to the 20 foot-pounds, and then right after I am going to do a 90-degree turn. And that should torque the mains, and then we will torque the sides. Now we're done. Let's do it, Susan. 20 foot-pounds on all the mains. Supposed to be 15 and 21. What's good, Capers? Long time no speak, brother. You never send me the paperwork before you jump into that part. How you been so far? Oh shit, you made it to active duty, you in Korea? Drinking that soju? You staying out of trouble, my boy? I'm happy for you, my boy. Right now I'm stationed in Colorado, and the weather keeps going up and down, so it's making my nose running. I don't like it. And my surgery. How long you been in Korea? Ooh, I bet. Is they cold? About 5 months? Oh, that ain't bad at all. You like it? I believe it. That was my first experience when I went to Europe. I was like, it's completely different world. Uh-oh. You gonna come back home with a Korean girl. And I wouldn't even blame you. I think my boy, he extended a couple of times to be out there in Korea. He made E5 out there too. He be going above and beyond because Korea different. Did you say 42? Well, not 42, 88. Or did you switch MOSs? Congratulations on passing the board. '88 hotel, but I'm going to reclass when I get back home. What you want to reclass to? I don't know if there's a lag, but still up in the air. I've been doing some research on supply and I like maintenance parts. I'm trying to go to the 92 series, logistical. Ain't nothing wrong with logistics. Well, 15. Why you say that? Downside is when a new commander comes in. Should be no downside. The process stays the same. So if you start with one and he's already made his recommendation for the MOS swap, then you're good. 15. But like I told you earlier, don't forget about cybersecurity. That's where everything moving into, or cyber in general. My, all right, so for this camera, I am torquing the mains and the sides of the main caps, which is the top is 20 foot-pounds and then a 90-degree turn, and the sides goes from 15 foot-pounds to 21. I'm gonna do the 90-degree turn last because it's the one that makes me struggle. Now, back to what I was saying, the only downside is when the commander. Well, why do you feel like it's a downside? Whoever joined the chat, welcome. 15. All right, so the side remains are torqued down. I almost dropped this. So this is a 90-degree angle. I'm not gonna use this. I'm just gonna use it as a reference depending on where I line up my half inch. Well, I took the notes for my clearances, and then I need my snap and my dial gauge, which are in the house. All right. I will be right back. What's the voice? I appreciate the rose. How you doing, Miss Monica? Hmm. Where in the fuck did I put that napkin? What you up to, voice? What did I forget? My damn book with the notes. So, forgot my book with the notes, which I need that in order to make sure I'm within tolerance. I love forgetting shit. But I didn't think my stuff was gonna work today anyway, so. And it just so happened I got every stream, like the stream portion done, the recording portion. Nice. And then if you wanna see what I'm doing from different angles, you can go to, Twitch or the YouTube. Monitor. What do I know you from? Or do I know you at all? Monitor. I don't think we met before. That was fun. So, so far, the bearings have came in, for both parts, the crank and the rod. What I'm doing right now is, measuring with the, dial bore. And since it's set from the same position from the last time, I didn't need to make any changes, which tell me that technically, whatever the digital outcome, which was like 0.20, I'm close to spec because I think I wanted 0.22 or 2.5 for oil cleanse. But I gotta double check. And since I'm recording here, well, I'm recording on TikTok just to talk, and then I have Twitch going and YouTube, and I'm recording it. I just got to figure out where it's gonna save. So right now, what has it been like? It's only been an hour. Oh, you sent the emojis. Thank you. Can you hear the music? Well, I just be jamming. I jam when I game, I jam when I work. Thinking lonely. Change the station so what? your break. Then I hear baby face. So I'm at 20,000 clearance right now on the front. And I'm gonna rotate and try to keep it centered. $21. So for 20,000 starts bearing 1, 2, 3 more to go. And then if I can go find my notes when I come back, if I'm with the inspect, I can actually drop the crank in and then torque that down. Ah, guess what I forgot to order? The piston oilers. Fuck. I wonder if AutoZone got it, because the boy's finna make a trip. What we're just doing, welcome to the stream. That's good. Yeah, that's a good thing. But me forgetting the piston oilers is not. All I need is about 2, but I gotta see how much they cost online. So far, everything is lining up. All three. So the first three are lined up about 20 thousandths, and they, depending on rotation, because it's kind of hard if you don't have one of those dial bores that can keep it centered. So when I'm checking for bevel, I'm within 0.05 range. It's still nice so far. Um, so right now nothing's out of range. I'm lucky. Appreciate the heart puffs. You should tell mama to join. You don't ever want to come visit me, so now she can see it. Mm. My foundation. Might not. So my rear band is 2.1 thousandths over. I don't like the reading I'm getting on the last band. That's why. So my zero on the dial board gauge changed, which allowed me to, yep. It went 0.2 up. We're good. Sis, you getting on Call of Duty tonight? Are you already on now? I think I might get off of here around 7 and then hop on. But that's around that time. Oh, you never told me how your performances went. How'd it go? We will talk. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? I'm working on the 6.4 Hemi. Uh, because I have to go back to work, I can't do what I really wanted to do to it, which was turn this into a twin turbo 426 Hemi. So we're just gonna rebuild it. I'm going to prep everything else that I can prep for the 426, so I don't have to worry about it later. The videos I recorded so far, I've already measured the crank and stuff like that. Trying to think. I did the crank, I did the rod bearings or the rods. I recorded cleaning 4 out of the 8 pistons. I still gotta put them in the hot tank. No car trouble caused me. Oh, car trouble caused me not to be able to go. Oh shit, my bad. And thank you for the rose. How you been? Jay, I've been meaning to I've been okay, trying to make it. I've been meaning to reach out to you when I go to Texas to visit and stuff. Cause I bet you could teach me some stuff about my cinematography. Some stuff that I could probably use to get better at it. But I forget because I get my ADHD definitely gets in the fucking way. You can ask my sister, she's watching the stream too. What happens is I have a goal and it be the little stuff that oh I'm missing this, I'm missing that, and it distracts me. Well, I appreciate that. At least I'm not alone, but it happens more than often. Uh, I got real good at the photography aspect of knowing what I want to take and what I want to, the angles. I went on and studied some other stuff for the cinematography aspect of it, like the types of shots and then planning. You know, can you elaborate? I don't want to say nothing, respond back and then sound stupid. Thank you. Yeah. When I get off of this, I'll send you the link to my actual photography page. I went from doing like landscape, or I wouldn't say landscape. I went to the botanical gardens, and then that gave me a lot of time to just kind of focus on what I want as from getting out of the picture. And then I went into club photography. I got real good at taking people at random points in time and then adjusting to people who want to pose for photos. So that got really good. That will do. Anyway, what was I gonna say? I love your page. I love the artwork that comes with it, and then I like how you switched into dialogue about um your experiences and then some of the technical aspects you went through. I don't be on social media that much as far as being a consumer, but I'm trying to switch to the creator. Anytime. Okay, so to get back to this real quick, um, I've measured them and everything turns out to like 0.20. The max out of roundness is like point, I wouldn't say out of roundness. The, the deviation from 0.20 to 0.24, um, which is way within limit. The only thing is I need to go check my notebook for tolerance. Um, when you're dealing with trying to make something performance, you have to create your own clearances as far as what you want for the clearance that will deviate from the OEM spec. So for OEM spec, they may have just a random number, 4 thousandths of clearance. And if you want to stay with OEM, you're not going to boost or add more torque and power to a crank and stuff like that. You can mix and match the bearings at a leisure. But since I'm going with a specific power range I want, which is when I go boosted, I want around 1,000 horsepower to the wheels. Uh, with it being naturally aspirated, I'm looking at trying to make 5 to 600, which is possible because I know I did in the elevation I'm at, I made 450 to the wheels with the 5.7 motor. So technically I'm at a stopping point. Um, so we can sit and chat if you want. Um, and then that'll give me an opportunity to look and see if AutoZone or O'Reilly's or Advanced Auto Parts has my piston oilers, so I can add those. Because if I am in torque spec, I can untorque these, the main caps, and then I can put some assembly oil on everything, drop the crank in, and then I can start prepping for the bearings or the rods. Uh, as far as rods go, I'm also, so if it sounds like I'm talking to you, I'm doing two things at one time. So I'm streaming live on Twitch and YouTube, but I'm also recording it so I can break it down into a build series for my YouTube channel and mini series on TikTok. So I have to speak out loud as to what's going on and what part I'm on now. So back to what I was saying. Um, once I get my notebook, uh, and I'll check that the clearance is straight and where I wanted it for the performance aspect on the main bearings, I can untorque these, put the assembly lube, drop in the crank, drop in the piston, well, piston oilers, then crank. Then we can torque everything back down and the bottom end will be mostly within spec. Then I move over to the pistons, clean up the ring gaps and file down the new rings that I have. That way I can inspect as far as the I want to make sure the clearance is right for boost. So instead of just filing simply. It will be filing to based off the boost pressure I want to run, which is like 20 psi, because it will be 20 turbos, so I can run 10 and 10 or 12 and 12, and then account for pressure loss. If that makes any sense. If anybody's aware of what engine maintenance comes from. So the additional portions that will be added to this motor is I have an aftermarket oil cooler, which will help with maintaining the oil life. What else I got? I have to order the tuner. So the tuner, because I'm going from a 5.7 block, I need to tune my ECU for 6.4. Excuse me. So my enunciation is kind of off still. All of this is still, the nerves are bad from having jaw surgery that went from right about here and here. I have what they call a BSSO, which is a bilateral something. Um, don't ask me the name right now. I'll come back and give it to you later. But it damaged the nerves from here to here. So I talk weird right now, or I feel like I'm talking weird. So, Jay, what have you been up to? I know you've been doing some photography around the city. Tell me about that. Hey, Rambo, thank you for joining the stream. If you stay, I appreciate it. I've been trying to really help kids in the community. I feel overwhelmed. Ah, I know what you mean. Time management is the overwhelming portion because it's like you have so much you want to do, but you have to break it down in segments to stay sane. Hey, Rambo, since you just tuned in, you missed everything about the bottom end portion that I've completed. Don't. I wouldn't say give up. I would say take a step back and readjust, and then create a plan. Readdress, readdress what you're doing that's possibly causing the overwhelming feeling, and then portion it out. So if you want to cover a specific topic to help kids in the back in the community, work on that, and then break that into like a segment. Say I can only assist 2 days out of the week, 1 day out of the week. Hell, an hour. It's still giving back. And I'm pretty sure you already broke that down. It's just you might have to break it down even further. Trust me, I know exactly how you feel. You don't know how long it took me to stop being stagnant about working on this. I was so focused on the behind the scenes portion, which was like um, plotting out the media, writing the script, um, talking points. Yeah. Literally before I went live on TikTok, I finally broke that shit down and said, "Fuck it, I'm not gonna keep coming up with more shit to create an excuse." And excuse my language. I cuss like a sailor being in the military. The fact that OBS has allowed me to stream live and record. So again, what y'all are getting now is the raw version, and then now with it the YouTube channel. It'll save automatically save, and that's basically cloud storage. Thank you. It's basically cloud storage, so I can take the I don't have to store it on my laptop or an external hard drive until later. 1 second. Bet. Hey Jay, you want to join? We can talk live instead of you having to type. Oh, you good? You can do the black screen. It's just us talking live. What's good? Long time no see. So far, so good. I had my ups and downs. You know, it's been years. Um,
It's just life, the ebbs and flows of it all, you know?
facts. No argument there. What about yourself? Like,
I've been okay. I've learned a lot about myself and been shedding things that I think was necessary. But I feel like with the shedding process, it's never forced. It's like just one day you wake up and you're like, well, you know, I needed to go through that transformation. So that's what's really been taking place in my life, really.
yo, I love the way you put that. That was it's exactly how I feel, but it's eloquently put.
Yeah, yeah. But no, you put it, you know, you say it just fine as well.
Oh, you still the same old person. Now make me want to listen to Genuine. I'm still the same OG.
I miss those days. The music was really great. Even what you were just playing, or it brought back memories. I remember that video was really good.
Yeah, that's mostly what I listen to now. I kind of cater to the new stuff just so I don't fall behind, but like YouTube's nostalgia era with the 90s and the 2000s, yeah, I bump that on the regular.
Because I just that experience life before the crazy boom of technology, but we caught it early enough to where we implemented it in our lives. But I think because of that is why we are very special. We've been through a lot, but millennials are very special.
Facts. I'm like, I be trying to help my mama because she's a Gen X or right, yeah, she's a Gen X. So, um, with us being able to understand Gen X better, and then with us being in the blossom of technology, it's like I can see what happens if they fall behind on trying to learn technology and keep up.
You gotta stay updated. It's nothing wrong, but it can be a struggle.
My thing is technology. It now that we at a focus of what can we mass produce, I
Mm-hmm.
think they've lost focus on quality and just went for quantity.
Especially with AI technology.
I ain't gonna lie, AI is starting to get scary. You know how to you would see real people doing stuff on Instagram Reels and stuff.
Yeah.
Today I saw a reel and I was like, all right, this is kind of cool. She's cute, whatnot. Don't get me wrong. She was gym body, but then all of a sudden you hear her talking and then you see the hand. Her hand went from normal to this one, and you like, motherfucker, AI is.
It is. It's a lot. It's a lot. And sometimes even if it looks super real, I saw this. You know the real or the viral videos where people are spinning around, they're looking at their younger self.
Yeah,
That is creepy. And I saw one with Aaliyah. It looked so real. I was like, what? But that's it's like it's
Mm-hmm.
The trilogy or the backstory of that was inspired by this black woman. I can't remember her name, but I remember seeing a picture of her on set. But of course, she didn't get the proper acknowledgement for it. You know how that goes.
Mm-hmm.
But between that, those, the Matrix, and the Terminator, because those were two all in one together because of her prediction. She was kind of like Octavia Butler in the book Parable of the Sower. I don't know if you've ever read that, but
No way.
let me let me know what you think.
Send
I've read it a few times already. I just can't believe it.
send the name and a message to me, and I'll add it to my reading list.
Okay. Yeah,
Like,
because I would love to talk. Like, I don't know, like, of course, you're so deeply intellectual and you work with your hands, and I'm sure you love reading as well. But if you ever want to talk about books, I would love to do that.
so I love reading books, or I used to. The problem is, um, with how hectic everything is, with me being well, technically active duty because I'm AGR now. Um, it's been really hard to sit and focus with my ADHD to on reading. So what I normally do is I'll listen to audiobooks, or I will get the best summary I can of a book, and I don't like that anymore. My therapist has been saying, "Hey, get into reading." So she
Yeah,
did.
and it's fine. They're the slow build up. I mean, not me. I listen to the audibles too, so it's cool. I was just gonna say that, like, yeah, it's all good because sometimes you can't, and but you still can consume. But yeah, don't beat yourself up about it. Okay.
Oh, you're so forgiving. I love it.
Yeah, it's like become as you are.
So, so tell me, have you been back to Booker T with helping, or you do um your own stuff?
So, with the kids, they just don't eat it. So I try to target um, the communities, the students who need the art resources.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but Booker T, it's open to them as well, but more so in a way those kids are coming to help. In proximity, they inspire the other kids as well. Because sometimes when you see your peer drawing something, you kind of can lean over and be like, okay, I want to try that technique.
Mm-hmm.
So in that way, because I don't want to close anybody out, but you kind of like position the organization or what you're doing in a way so the kids who needed the most benefit, but everyone else is welcome as well.
Okay, I like that. I like it. So that leads me to think. I mean, if you want to post the link in the chat, and then I can, if I have the ability to pin it for anybody who just runs across this live stream.
Okay. Yeah, it's for the little human.
No, you good. Somebody might be watching, an old friend from school, they kids, they might recognize you and then be like, oh shit.
Yeah, we got a workshop coming up on March 7th. That one's gonna take place at the South Dallas Cultural Center. They're all free though for the kids, but we just it's limited seats though because of material.
Oh, understood. Um, again, post it in the chat so I can pin it. And then when they, yep. Let me see if I can pin this. Comment settings.
Yeah.
It will not let me pin it. Oh, well.
It's for you, so you can check it out.
I'm gonna screenshot that because I'm on the phone. Saved. So, what was I gonna say? Well, TikTok has been giving me the hardest time in the world about streaming. Yeah, because I'm still on the TikTok probationary period. So when I'm on my laptop and I'm trying to use the dual screen setup, I have to use a window, but it reads it as I'm trying to plagiarize somebody else's content.
Oh no.
Yeah, I wish they would stop using AI for every little thing.
Right, because it doesn't. It just. It's a hassle.
Mm-hmm.
So
So, has your art taken you like outside the city and the state and across the world yet?
A little bit. I had worked at Somerset House one time in the UK. That was cool. But I don't know. It's just like I kind of you know me. I don't create work for that reason. I'm more so create work to like make impacts. So it's usually like work to advocate for either the community or just like youth education. But I feel like in due time, all of this it happens throughout life. But um, the goal is never to be, oh, I want this opportunity, that opportunity. I just it's helpful to help people, but I just need it for peace, really, to create just to have some peace, some mental peace.
No, I respect that. I was gonna ask you, since you went to the UK, did you travel out to Italy? The, the I would want to say that's the capital of the art, but um, it started in Italy and then moved to France. So did you get to travel out?
Now I was like, I went to the sea. What was it? The Sea Containers Hotel because we were near. What is it? Big Ben?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, walking across like, because I have a friend in the UK. I also have a friend in South Africa to visit her. But I just was like, this is a lot of walking. Yeah, it was more walking than New York or Rhode Island.
Europe is more, but
I also hate it.
Europe is more about walking, and that's why they stay so skinny. They walk everywhere and don't use salt. It's like if you want seasoning, add your own. But
The fish and chips, I was like, I could have went to Long John Silver and just gone.
uh,
People were hyping it up, and I was like, what in the world?
it depends. Like there is some spots that took on like the American style with seasoning, but the area you were in, I didn't get to go to. Mine, I was in Amsterdam. I've been in Brunsum, and one spot's fish and chips is different from another spot, so I missed that. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, see, I should have just traveled with you.
You are more than welcome to. My next goal, like I'm about to leave here from Denver, hopefully soon. I'm just waiting on a few administrative things to close out, and then I can start talking about my next adventure with the military, and that should be my closer. Hopefully, oh, excuse me. What was I gonna say? My goal is to get back to Europe, and then that way, because that will be a terminal assignment. I got 4 years left, and then I can retire.
Oh wow, well, good. And then I would love to travel in the summer. It'd be cool. That's 3 months. I'm pretty open.
Oh, most definitely. Now that I know that is a goal for you, if depending on where I go, when I go, um, you're more than welcome to hit me up and then have a legitimate place to stay and kick it.
Yeah, that would be cool. Hotels, art, not, which is fine, but it's like, geez. Um, I do want to like, yeah, I want to travel to South Africa. I want to go to Kenya. Um, did I say that? Or Ghana? No, I'm thinking Nigeria, maybe. I have family over there.
I didn't know. You didn't tell me
Yeah,
until then. So you got thought
like 10.
I have to look at the map again, but Nigeria is somewhere I want to say central. They may claim it Southern Africa, but half the people I work with now in the military are from Nigeria. Um, they were they kind of taught me some words in Igbo, but I haven't talked to them since we PCSed, which is permanent change of station. I don't know if you know military terminology, but what was I gonna say? Since we PCSed, so I forgot the Igbo.
Yeah. So,
So
like, so I grew up here, like, well, the American side.
grade? Did he ever teach you Igbo?
He's quite a character.
So he definitely decided to say, nah, we adapting to America.
Just, may he be blessed though. That's all I'm gonna say. He is somewhere.
I know that
Like he's like, your dad said hi. I'm like, yep, tell him I said hi.
I know that sentiment exactly. They show the most love when they had that alcohol in them.
Because I have like, the culture, Black American culture. I grew up like, Black American, like, but he just doesn't get it. I love him though, but he kind of he judges a lot of things.
But that
I don't think it's true.
it may not be fair because we were raised the way we were raised here, but in hindsight, 2020, we get that from that culture in general.
Yeah, my dad. He said a few things, but I'm like, yeah, this is not nice to say. Like, yeah, I can't. You weren't around.
Oh, he being judgmental. Oh, he being judgmental towards you about the customs and culture. Oh, you can get on his ass. He whatever he dish out, he got to be willing to accept. That's what I was taught.
I think one time he got mad because he was like, well, honor your, you're supposed to honor your parents. I was like, yeah, I would have if y'all were around. Like, everybody else raised me and my, so when I was at Booker T and stuff like that, I didn't grow with my parents at all. I couldn't reconnect with my dad like later in life, way later in life. I found him.
Oh, I'm happy. No, I'm saying I'm happy you found him. Like, I could say I appreciate the same sentiment because I did the same thing with my sister. She's watching the stream now. Uh, we didn't grow up together when we were younger, and once I joined the military, I was trying to find her before then, but I didn't know the means nor have the resources, and then I finally uh, had it and reached out to her during my first deployment, which was to Iraq.
Okay.
And ever since then, we've been kicking it. She
That's
just
good.
she just came out here. What was I gonna say? It ain't been a whole week since she been gone. She been out here for a month. She had a little fun. We went to the top of the mountains. I took her to Pikes Peak, and then I took her to another mountain that was out here. I forgot the name of that one. But yeah, it just so happened to be really windy, and we almost flew away.
But those core memories you build, I think a lot of people remember the childhood core memories, but you can still feel them in your adult life.
Oh yeah, I watched that movie. My little, I still got that Disney kick. What's the name of that movie?
It's not is it inside? No, is it Inside Out or?
It might be where they your emotions are like little. Yeah, that's my joint right there.
That one, and then I love Zootopia. I love Zootopia because of the messaging in it. And what's another good one? The Inside Out. That's good. Core memory. Um, I think the movie what's that guy Soul, the movie Soul, that was good too.
So is that the one with Jamie Foxx, right?
Yeah, so that movie, it was like, dang, I remember like being like, I just can't watch it, but the importance of that movie, and I hope that kids adopt that, is the importance of slowing down and enjoying everything around you. You don't have to rush to go. He was so busy trying to in that movie. He was so busy trying to like chase the life he felt like would make him happy, that he was missing out on everything. So once he lost it, he realized, you know.
I don't think he realized because of his himself. I think because they gave him a for him at the time it was a chore But when he looked back at it, it became an opportunity of taking care of that little spirit to get his body back. Yeah, once that hit him in that manner, he realized that, yeah, exactly what you said is, I do need to slow down so I can enjoy each moment. But I cannot give up on the aspect of creating the opportunity for myself. And that one, and man, Disney anime movies have been on a 100% kick. Because if that's the case, Coco, uh, what's my other one that's Spanish? Um, the girl who didn't get the gift, who didn't realize her gift was the house or the candle. Encanto.
I think so. Yeah, that's the opposite.
Yeah, those man, Disney been on point recently.
And then even the old were able to adapt it. You know,
Yeah,
not like we talked about.
I can agree with that. I was gonna say, have they missed other than like the Marvel side of the house? Have they missed with cartoon movies lately? Like gone too woke or too like?
Or sometimes they can go a little eerie. You like,
Which movie would you say is eerie from the?
like I think what somebody wanted, who was recommended. It was one movie I was like, no, I can't remember. It was a scary movie though.
Disney made a scary movie?
Yeah, I don't like horror movies and stuff like that. I mean, I can do zombie movies, but not like horror movies. Like that's crazy. Like one of those. I don't need to see an object flying mid-air chasing me. Yeah. Like,
Now you got me looking up Disney horror.
No, not Disney. Just on Netflix in general.
Oh, okay. We switched to Netflix. Bet.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Nah, you good. What was I gonna say? Horror doesn't really feel like horror anymore. It's just suspenseful. Um,
Mhm.
but a lot of movies, because they've done it already. It's hard to come up with creative aspects. But like Ryan Coogler, to me, Sinners, great movie. However, it is our version of Dust Till Dawn, if that makes any sense.
Like Dust Till Dawn.
Yes.
It was like. I mean, you have let me just say. So that from Dust Till Dawn, it was really good, but it was so like raunchy and sometimes even like cringy in certain parts, right? Because it was solely for entertainment. But Sinners was, I think, what made it kind of seem like similar is because the barn, they went, but there was a party. But when you really analyze the story, it was right because you have two brothers who had fled. They had took out their dad, they fled to, went to the military and stuff like that. Fought and then were in Chicago doing some dealings and came back home, but they wanted their own. They wanted to create their own way and provide for their own people and create their own thing, freedom. But the film was so layered in symbolism because he had studied. It's just so far advanced above Dust Till Dawn because Dust Till Dawn was entertainment, purely entertainment, and Sinners was entertaining and educational.
So I like how you compared it, but I'm gonna break it down. And so Sinners makes it different from Dust Till Dawn through the aspect of what you were saying. Um, excuse me, my mouth started to hurt for a second. Um, through the symbolism, as far as being a touching each ethnicity in its own portion about the cultural aspect, right? Now, if you look at Quentin Tarantino's Dust Till Dawn, he touched on it, but it was like you said, it was supposed to be um, pure entertainment, but it did have slight symbolism. What he did was say that he wanted to make it they were vampires from the Aztec point of view. So And since that was a club and it was on the skirts of Mexico in that aspect, how do we hide that symbolism as saying, okay, cool, we didn't die, we're still alive, but we still need to do what we need to do, which is basically the aspect of any vampire movie. They survive by adapting to the new way of life.
Right.
All right, now where Sinners and Dust Till Dawn is the same aspect of movie is the plot. It's a group of people who get together, they get stuck in a small area, and they're doing whatever meeting or whatever transaction that needs to transpire. Then, during the rise and climax of that plot, what happens is um, the introduction of everything. So for Sinners, it was the introduction of Remy meeting the actual club. We didn't know what Remy was until after he drained the baby, bit the husband and the wife, but we couldn't necessarily say he was a vampire. We just concluded that it could have been something else at the time, right? We didn't realize that they were vampires until they came back doing the same thing, thus creating that aspect. When we look at Quentin Tarantino's Dust Till Dawn, it was the same format. We didn't know what the fuck they were transforming into. And then all of a sudden they bit somebody, that person came back and he was like, what the fuck? This is about vampires. So the ending ends up being the same thing in a way. The ending is almost everybody dies, except for George Clooney, the girl. Her whole family dies. George Clooney survives. Then they get on the ass of the person who said, let's have a meeting at this one location, which is the fucking club. Now, in Sinners, everybody damn near dies, except for the brother and the cousin. Until the morning. So the brother keeps his brother alive by telling him to lock the doors in the fucking club, and I'm gonna do what I need to do as far as the KKK coming back and trying to take over the kill everybody that was still left in the bar if anybody was there, and then him basically sacrificing himself by taking off the protection. Because I really do believe if he kept the protection on, we would have had a Sinners Part 2 come out. So this, but technically we still can. We can have the continuation of the brother and the girlfriend basically in the late 80s, early 90s era and what they did because obviously all of Remy's knowledge transferred to them regardless. So if Ryan Coogler decides to continue that, then boom. The only thing we can't see with the continuation is starting to get cold in the garage. My bad. The only portion of the continuation we can't have is the Dust Till Dawn because George Clooney didn't turn into a vampire, the girl didn't, and the people who invited them over. So as far as plot goes to me, Dust Till Dawn and Sinners are the same movie. As far as symbolism and using real world situations, there's only very little symbolic connection to the both movies.
That's cool. Yeah. It's also the like you said, I don't have the feeling too overall. Think about
For both similar in many ways, but very different feeling, different crowd, different group. I don't want to say different group, but makes sense. I like both movies, but I still lean toward Ryan Coogler's Sinners because definitely for the symbolism, but because I'm a movie buff and I like our era movies as a millennial growing up, that right there hits home for me. So it just gave me something to compare to as in the comparison. But again, Ryan Coogler's Sinners stands the fuck out because it is one of a kind as the way they made the movie and the attention to detail for the symbolism. He's a really good director as far as like the storytelling. I was having that same conversation with my mother about that. What you just said. She didn't. What else? The the main subject of the conversation particularly came up due to the desensor. I cannot get the word out because of my mouth. That hurts.
No, you mean like desensitized?
Thank you.
Yeah.
I just can't.
I was about to mess it up too. We're on the same.
All of us being desensitized to everything that's going on around us is it's been a hectic issue, and it was like I think certain people create movies to desensitize us, and then certain people use their platform to make the impact. However, their impact be can with the oversaturation, their impact can be diminished in the aspect of now theirs was meant to make this impact, but now we're desensitized because all they're doing is they're taking this person's purpose and just saturating the market with it.
He's a careful storyteller. So it's Quentin Tarantino, right?
Mm-hmm.
He makes really visually stunning, strong movies, but he's also very culturally insensitive because he, and some of a lot of people from the community were saying, okay, well, why does he always have to put that word in there? Why
With
does he always have to leave off the hard R in so many of his movies? And they were talking about, one of my favorite movies is The Harder They Fall. That cast was phenomenal, but not once in that movie was that word said and was still delivered, right? But so I'm gonna leave him there when I say that.
I gotta go.
Nice storytelling.
I gotta go back and watch that because to I cannot speak on it because I don't remember it right now. And I thought you were gonna go with Quentin Tarantino's Django.
Yeah, it's just like man. Uh, did he also make fiction? Did he? Yeah, that too is like some of the stuff is like he took it a little too far, and I think it's because he felt like he could. But you can still honor a community of race and have those actors in there without doing that stuff. But Ryan Coogler, the thing about Sinners is Sinners. It's a good movie. But Ryan Coogler, you have to admit that his demeanor, his essence, the way he acknowledges his wife, he loves his wife, the way he is with his team, all of that pours into why people like him, why they want to support him. So anything he makes, even if it's bad, the people still appreciate the storytelling because he's just a really good storyteller overall from what we know. Because we don't know him personally. Seems like super decent person, and a great representation of what we're capable of, really. You know?
Um, I don't think anybody can argue his character. He definitely. The thing is, on and off camera, because they've caught him like with the behind the scenes type stuff when he's being himself. Um, he's the same person. It's his character. It just carries over, and I get what you were saying with. I understand what you're trying to say with as far as Quentin trying to get away with stuff, but I don't think it's getting away if it's technically culturally accurate. In the sense, let's use Django for an example. We know based off of witness attesting to like Jamie Foxx, Samuel L. Jackson, all of them attesting that Leonardo had a hard time with wanting to just be open saying that word. It was like, I don't know. He said it himself. I don't know if I can do the part due to the fact of the ER. But in that time of Django, when slaves would, it rolled off of people's tongue like they were drinking water. You see what I mean? So it's still the same. So it's not that he was trying to take it too far, but if he can make you uncomfortable, are you still gonna say it? You can tell the people who enjoyed the movie and never felt uncomfortable. Um, us for us as a culture, I would say, we looked at it and we was like, that's see, that was culturally accurate. I get it. It's a movie. I can't take it to heart. However, if anybody else watching this, they should be like, we said it like that. Because you can't misconstrue it back then and how we use it now.
So true. So true. So very true. Yeah, so I don't know. I do like Ryan Coogler's films more though. I like them.
So I don't, I can't disagree with your statement. My opinion, I like their stuff the same. I like the aspect of I can get similar movies from two different cultural aspects and they resonate similarly or at a better frequency depending on my mood.
Yeah, that makes sense. And I respect. Yeah, I think sometimes people like when we share our thoughts and stuff, and how people will come back and they're like, "No, you should like it this way." It's like, well, no, that's not how life works. People are but no, I like as far as I like one's composition. I like one's like extreme storytelling. I think was he over Sin City too?
Yes, his sensitive.
Yeah, so Sin City is because it's a visual storytelling.
I think
It connects with me culturally. So that's why.
I don't know this for as a fact, but I will say I think somebody literally made a bet with him and said you can't make a movie. You know, Jay Z did something similar as far as music. Somebody made a bet with him that he couldn't make a certain word in a song or a beat popular, and then it made top 100. So, when's the last time you watched a black and white film with the highlights to the key terms of what you like only in color and sat through the whole thing?
I have it as own consistency.
So, someone made a bet with him, and he said, Hold My Beer. Came out with multiple Sin Cities in black and white, and we watched all of them.
I'm not gonna lie, they were really good. Kill Bill was him too, right?
Yes, I to be frank with you, I thought the new movie that's coming out with Zaza, um, which you kind of remind me of her, or y'all kind of share in features. Um, I thought that was by him. Whoever this director is, it's not Quentin. He may have had an influence to it, but his creative style is similar.
Hmm.
Her new movie with her being in the hotel, if you go watch the commercial and you look at it, you'll think it's either inspired by Kill Bill or Sin City, the way they took that direction.
Okay, I need to watch that. I need to see the trailer.
Most definitely. You gonna be on tomorrow?
Not today, but I didn't
Oh yeah,
see any movies. See something.
it's different. I want to go to the so you know me. I'm a bootleg it, and then I'm gonna go to the theater because just because she needs that change in her pocket. She worked hard for it, but
To support it, yeah.
that's how I deal with sinners. I ain't gonna lie to you. I promise you, I bootlegged it, and I was mad that I bootlegged it because it was so good. I was like, I'm taking my ass to the theater.
You watch it like 5 or 6 times. Like seeing that online is like you pay for views, I guess.
No, it ain't. It's not the same. Well, the way Denzel explained it, he was like, I think he did the deal with Apple for that movie with him and ASAP Rocky,
Oh, who did
Denzel Washington.
oh, was that the Spike Lee movie done right?
Yeah. So their deal and contract basically it was allowed to be streamed and seen at the movie theater. It was just a small portion of adjustment time. Like it was only going to be in it's going to stay in theaters, but the streaming availability for Apple and all of them. would come like simultaneously right behind it. So based off of how streams works, because you don't stream a movie as much as you stream music. The offset is bad. So he was like, yeah, if y'all could take your happy asses to the movie theater and go watch it, I appreciate it because even though it's streaming, it ain't the same. So I respected that communication of the difference from me. So it means like if I bootleg it and I watch it and I like it, I'm gonna take my happy ass to the theater.
They did that with the last episode of Stranger Things.
Did they?
Well, they put it. People you can go to a theater, select I guess an AMC to watch it or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I guess they help with revenue.
Hey, so are you gonna be on tomorrow? I'm probably gonna get up early and then finish building this motor. If you want to come on and we can chat, do the same thing. But
Message and then when you jump on it, I'll know.
yeah, I gotta switch to my gaming channel real quick. I gotta go.
No, it was a pleasure to speak with you. I'm happy and proud of you.
Thank you. I'm so proud of you.
So it's good to see you're doing good.
Same. I am. Let me say, I'm definitely proud of you. Seeing how we grew up together from elementary to now, and even me trying to sneak in the Booker T just to be a part. I wanted to learn acting, but I was drawn more to the dance team or the.
For a good amount of time too, though.
Girl, I was there for 2 years. That was crazy.
Right, that was great. You need to write a book.
I was like, as much as I'm here after school, y'all might as well just go let me apply and be here full time.
Honestly, but hey, it's okay. Still got some experience there, so it's all good. But yeah, I'll be on tomorrow. Just let me know. Okay?
Most definitely.
All right. Well, you have a great night. And
You,
I'll talk to you later.
you too.